Hi there, it's Murray from Northland Dodge in Prince George. Yeah, I'd like to show you this 2013 Ram 1500. This is an SLT, which is a middle-of-the-road trim level. Lots of nice features and options. Still has a cloth interior. This is a quad cab model, so it's a 4-door. Has a bit smaller back seat, but has a 6-foot 4-inch cargo box. What really makes this truck special, it's one of the first we've received with the new 3.6 liter double overhead cam Pentastar V6 engine. Makes 305 horsepower and 269 foot-pounds of torque. And behind that is the new 845 FE 8-speed automatic transmission, also known as the TorqueFlite 8. And bolted to that is a electronically shifted transfer case with a 2.64 to 1 reduction in low range. The rear end ratios in this truck are 355 to 1, and it has a anti-spin rear carrier in it. One of the outstanding features of this transmission is it has a huge first gear, 471 first gear, 4.71 to 1, so it pulls extremely hard right off the stoplights. And conversely, in 8th gear, the overdrive, both 7th and 8th gear are overdrive. In 8th gear it's 0.67 to 1. So going down the road at 100k, 110k, it's loafing along about 1400 RPM. That's one of the reasons this truck gets such a high fuel mileage rating. Government of Canada rated this particular truck in its 4x4 configuration at 33 miles to the gallon highway. Out back it's got the class 4 receiver and the flat 4-pin and 6-pin trailer plug connectors. It has a locking tailgate, and for 2013 that locking tailgate locks and unlocks with your doors off your key fob. So if you lock your truck when you walk away from it, it automatically locks the tailgate. It also has a backup camera. This one has a tri-fold tonneau cover. It's a real nice addition. It's the rear seat in a quad cab. You know, still lots of leg room, seat belts for 3. Really nice upholstery in the 2013s. Then they have fold-out platforms on both sides. So if you have some boxes or a bit of cargo that you want to carry in the cab, you can do so very easily. The truck also comes with a full set of factory floor mats. It has heated mirrors, and they're also power mirrors, and also power folding. For 2013, if you press that button, it will fold the mirrors tight to the cab. So if you're going into a garage with tight clearance, you can fold the mirrors in. Of course, it has power windows and power locks. It has power seat, also power lumbar support. It has tilt steering. It also has audio controls in the back of the steering wheel. Here's a look at the instrument cluster. The biggest change in the instrument panel this year has been the larger thin film transistor information center. I'll just show you that quickly here. It'll give you your radio station. It has a compass and an outside air temperature up in the top corners. There's actually a menu in the tachometer here that as you scroll through, it will let you know what's coming up. Messages, things like oil changes, whatnot, they'll come up in your message center. It has a digital speedometer, which is easily converted to miles per hour, so if you're going into the US, you can convert that over quickly. Vehicle information center, or vehicle info I should say, gives you corner for corner tire pressures. It will give you transmission temperature, oil temperature, oil life, so where you're at during the span of your oil life, like when you're getting up to an oil change. Engine hours, for 2013 they split it now. You have idling hours and driving hours. And then it also gives you a summary of coolant temperature, transmission temperature, oil temperatures and pressures. Give you your fuel mileage, gives you your current fuel mileage, also average fuel mileage and distance to empty. It's got 2 trip odometers that will tally trip statistics for you. And that's all controlled off of this touchpad on the left side of the steering wheel. On the right side of the steering wheel is your cruise control. This one has the 8.5-inch touchscreen radio. It's an AM, FM, and satellite. We use Sirius satellite. It's voice actuated. Hits one. And also a component of the voice actuation is it pairs up with your phone like a Bluetooth device, so it gives you hands-free cell phone use when you're driving your vehicle. And there's buttons for that, the voice recognition and the phone button up on your steering wheel. This one also plays several different types of media, and that's all in the media center in the center console here. It has provision for, I can get lined up here. There we go. SD card reader, USB jack, and also an auxiliary jack for like an iPod or MP3 player. So you can play it over the radio. And again, if you have music downloaded to a stick or on an SD card, you can plug it in and play that. All your climate controls are in here. This is just like a touch screen. You can adjust temperatures, your discharge points, defrost. Very nice to use. This one also has navigation. We use Garmin-based navigation. Lots of menus, lots of information stored in here. I'll just show you quickly some of the menus. Gas stations, restaurants, hotels, motels, banking. Say you're coming into a town, you're looking for a gas station. It's an Esso station, let's say. The
route is being calculated.
It will calculate that route and give you turn-by-turn instructions on how to get there. And then the map, with the 8.5-inch screen, the map is very easy to read. You can view it in a 2-dimensional or in a 3-dimensional perspective, as this is right now. And here we are to the phone. You can pair up your phone through this screen here. And it downloads your phone book, so when you're driving, if you just request a call to a given number or a name, it will make that call for you. And then a lot of the setup for driver preferences, door locking sequences, things like that, it's all set up through this screen as well. The other thing is this one also has the backup camera. So that 8.5-inch screen this gives you a great view out the back. Very good if you have a trailer. Like this here is the top edge of the bumper. So if you have a trailer, you're backing up to hook up a trailer, it's very easy to do that. This year we've had these lines for a while, and they denote the outside of your vehicle. So as long as if you're backing into a spot and nothing encroaches over those lines, you're good. This year they've added a new feature to that, and that is that when you turn the steering wheel, it will actually bend those lines to follow your path that you would be backing into. So really nice if you're backing into a parking spot that's at a right angle to the alley that you're in, that sort of a thing. Pretty cool. And there's also redundant controls. For everything we've looked at, there is redundant hard controls. But again, once you've spent a few days with a touch screen, you'll never touch those hard controls, I don't think. The 8-speed transmission is shifted off of this rotary dial. And it just takes you to drive. And then when you're in drive, if you want to manually shift the transmission, there are up and down shift buttons here. So you can shift up and shift down by actuating these buttons on the steering wheel spoke. The transfer case controls are also a little bit different this year, and they're just a straight push button. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel high, and then 4-wheel low. But that's now a push button control. Our transfer case still has a neutral in it. Still has traction control, or electronic stability control, and that's engaged all the time, but if you want to disengage it, you can do so by pressing that button. Tow haul mode, when you engage that, it changes the transmission shift schedule, holds it in gear longer when you're accelerating, and when you're decelerating it'll downshift it earlier. This one has the 115 volt power outlet on the dash. This year you don't have to actuate it off of a button. When you open it up and plug something in, that automatically actuates it, and then when you shut your vehicle off, it shuts it down as well. Nice little pull-out storage tray in the center stack now, and we still have two 12-volt power outlets. The one with the key is just hot when the ignition's on, and the one with the battery symbol is hot all the time. The SLT has an upper and lower glove box, and very nicely trimmed interior. They really stepped up the interior this year. The center console is folded down right now. As you can see, there's some cup holders there, and we've already looked inside at the media hub in there. But you can fold that up, and there are seat belts for 3 in the front, so you can actually ride 6 people in this truck. Now before I let you go, I'm going to just show you under the hood here real quick. So this is the 3.6 liter double overhead cam Pentastar V6. Variable valve timing. You can see here up on the cylinder head, it's got 2 phasers. This is a phaser for the intake cam and for the exhaust. So it advances and retards the valve timing throughout the RPM range. As you can see, if you've got a sharp eye, you'll notice there's no power steering pump on the front of this engine. And that's because for 2013 our Ram 1500s use electric power steering. Very, very nice feel on the road. It's a pretty cool thing. You can see we've got battery blankets. So again, 305 horsepower and 69 foot-pounds of torque. So I'll attach a few notes to an email and send this off to you. Thank you.